Shoot for the moon and welcome everybody to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast with Dylan and Akram. For today's episode, we are reviewing episode 7 of Hello Tomorrow, now out on Apple TV+. Akram, what were your thoughts on this episode?
It was a nice episode. I think this episode was kind of more filler, to be honest. Not much had happened. It's just the same old tacked on problems, which concerns me because I wonder if every episode now will be like that until the season finale. And then again, will there be a season 2? I don't know because the numbers seem pretty low and the reviews are pretty but it was an okay episode, I think. Well, not one of my favorites. How about yourself?
Yeah, I have to say, like, at first, when I first watched the season, I thought it had a lot of potential, but now I feel like it's kind of declining in story. I don't know if you feel the same way. I definitely agree. This definitely felt like a filler episode. I mean, a lot happened. I mean, much more than the last 2 episodes, I would say. So now people are kind of starting to realize, you know, what's going on, and they kind of are trying to get their money back. We see Myrtle and Constantopoulos, they're working more closely together, and they're kind of like banding together against Brightside. Joey's kind of trying to help his mom out a bit to pay her bills, and Jack is also trying to make this business deal. Yeah, it was. I don't know what could happen next episode. Do you think it's gonna be like an explosive? How many episodes are actually left for this season?
10. That's good. It's good. It's 10 episodes in total.
Oh, so maybe.
So what is this episode
3,
like?
7. Yeah. So 3 more. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else they could do for the last 3 episodes, honestly.
Yeah, I would assume that episode 9 will ramp up to episode 10 and it'll be like this pretty cool finale. But as for the next episode, it's probably gonna just be dry as well. I mean, Joey seems like he's starting to realize he needs to work and he's getting good money from this job. So in a way, he's kind of stuck working this job, which sucks too because this job ends like they're getting into major problems right now and everybody wants refunds left and right. So but again, the thing with Myrtle and Lester, I feel like, I don't know, at this point it feels like they're just Saudi and it's like I don't really care about them too much, you know what I mean? And then Shirley, again, she's like ride or die. Eddie's an idiot. Just always, he has an addiction. Herb's actually, again, one of my favorite characters because he's so funny.
He stepped up in this episode a little bit.
He did, but it was so funny. He was like hiding behind the door. He's listening. It was so funny. He's great though. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, we also see, what's the actor's name from Luke Cage?
Frankie Faison as Buck.
Yeah, so we see a little bit more of him. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But I don't even know where that'll lead. Like, I don't know if there's time for maybe there's just so much subplot because of the fact that the story, there's not much that you could do with the path. Because you could really solve the path pretty easily in like 1 or 2 episodes. Like, okay, you guys are screwed. We're going to sue you. Boom. That's it. It's like, oh, but we also see Ellie, or Elle, I'm sorry. Recurring character from episode 5, at least. She came back. So that could be a silver lining. But yeah.
Maybe she bails them out somehow.
No, that's the hope. That's what Jack's hoping for. But I got a feeling she's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think things are starting to kind of shed into the light a bit. I wonder, though, like if it stops at Jack or Jack is part of a bigger picture.
I don't know.
Now
Jack's
I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking at the last episode, or the last line he said at the end of the episode, where he said, you'd be surprised when she mentions Jenkins. Maybe there is no Jenkins. You know, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's just Jack, and maybe he just made up this whole thing.
Damn, that'll be a major twist.
Right.
Well, do you think that I keep mentioning season 2, but it's like, do you actually think that this is probably just a mini series and like how you were alluding to that Jack may be this guy all this time, maybe that's the big twist and that's
for
how
me,
it's
it depends on the setup of the last episode. If it feels like, okay, well, everything's out in the light, but there's still some unresolved things, maybe with like Jack and Joey. Maybe what if at the end of the episode, like Jack doesn't tell Joey that he's his father? Well, then, yeah, I could see a season 2. But if everything comes out, you know, by the last episode, it's like, well, then I can't really see much room for a season 2.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, at this point, I can't either. Like, I don't know where else you could go. They had a good start. They really did. Like, me and you really enjoyed it. And I think, yeah, they released episode 1 to 3. So it's like, it was a really nice start. But then after that, it really declined. And I don't know.
I feel like even now, like, even with like the retro-futurism stuff, like, it's really declining.
Yeah.
In a lot of episodes.
It really is.
It's just the robots now in the cars. That's it. It's like
yeah, it's kind of you become accustomed to it, seeing it now. It's like there's no innovation anymore. It's just that, and that's it. It's I don't know.
It's like the one thing I had going for it. It was like the cool aesthetic of the show. But now I feel like you said, like we're getting too used to it now. It's like there's no real innovations that we see. That's one thing I liked about some of the other episodes, because we saw like cool gadgets and stuff. But now it just feels like, I don't know, we've seen it all.
And it's kind of overstaying its welcome in a way too. I feel with each episode, it's like now I just kind of feel tired of. I don't know. After I watched it, it's like, okay, whatever. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, how would you rate this episode, and what do you foresee for the next episode?
I honestly will rate this episode, I think, a 5 out of 10. I really didn't care for it. And what will we see for the next episode? Yeah. So the thing with the actor that I asked you from, Luke Cage, they're probably gonna try recover him somehow. That's like the whole thing here. Not much, to be honest with you. I'm not expecting much from episode 8. I mean, episode 9 is probably going to be wild, but episode 8, nah, same thing, I guess. What about you?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to give too much away, but they kind of are down on money at the moment. Right. I wonder if Jack will probably beg that lady for a deal, or maybe she'll lie to him somehow. But yeah, they do have to get Buck back, otherwise it makes him look bad. I wonder if that'll actually be public, like people will realize like Buck's actually like insane and maybe it looks bad or somehow. And then Shirley, I think she's really suspicious of what's going on now. She's going to start questioning Jack personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, my rating, probably the same as you. I mean, I was kind of disappointed with this episode. I hope the last 3 change my mind, because I really love this show and I really think it has a lot of potential. But I mean, it was pretty dry for this episode. I was surprised. But yeah, that's our overall thoughts for episode 7. Check out our other episode reviews for Hello Tomorrow if you haven't already. Check out our other playlists. Check us out on YouTube, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, wherever you're listening to. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And until then, thanks for having lunch with us.
See you guys.